This video is sponsored by my favorite website creator, Squarespace, the best place to go when you want to get a domain or create a beautiful website or an online store. Okay, let me get straight to it. I used to feel like talking about some of the best and worst advice I've ever been given. Starting out light, but very impactful. All those years ago, my friend told me to lick the rim of the glass to not get lipstick on it, and it works. Just a quick touch of the tongue and your lipstick will stay on for the whole evening. A larger advice next, which is honestly so incredibly helpful, at least if you're a worrier like me. The advice I was told, and which I stick to religiously, is to strike when the iron is cold. Basically, when you're hot with emotions like anxiety or worry, let's not strike then, meaning let's never make decisions when we're feeling anxious. Wait until the iron is cold, until we, come back to a normal frame of mind. That's when we should be making decisions. So whenever I get anxious about something now, my immediate instinct is to solve the problem, to be proactive and to make decisions. But decision based on anxiousness, not our finest work, is it? Usually quite desperate and dramatic. So now whenever I feel worried or anxious, I listen to the emotion and I try to understand it, but I never ever make decisions or act on those feelings, because often they're not the most reliable sources, are they? In a podcast I listened to years ago, there was this author being interviewed, and for the life of me, I cannot remember which author or which podcast, but I remember the advice. This was the best piece of advice that she had been given, and of course, by sharing that with us listeners, it became advice that she was now giving us. The advice was very simple: to read up. That's it, to read up. Meaning that if you want to become a better writer, you have to read work by authors better than you. That's how we learn, by observing someone more skilled and more artful. I've come to think about this advice in a number of different areas of life though, not just writing. Anywhere I want to improve, I think up. If we want to improve in whatever area, we can't be the big fish in a small pond. We have to leave the small, safe, familiar pond and move to a bigger sea with bigger fish. It's uncomfortable at times, since we're so small and unskilled by comparison, but it's the only way to grow into a sizable fish ourselves. That I firmly believe. When I got my scuba diving certificate years ago, the instructor told us how to prepare and use the mask to not get steam or leaking. And he said, if the mask leaks and you get salt water in your eyes, it's going to sting. When that happens, you're allowed to blink once. One good hard blink. That's it. You can't blink more than that, because if you keep on blinking again and again, you won't stop and you'll be irritated and go on blinking the whole day. During that trip, I did get salt water in my eyes and I did blink only one hard blink and it was all fine. But it stayed with me, this advice. And now whenever something truly sucky happens in our lives, not if it's a real tragedy, but if it's one of those truly annoying, disappointing things that didn't go according to plan, David and I, we will blink once. One good hard sulk, truly rolling around in it, the disappointment, the annoyance, and we rant like crazy. And that's it, one good sulk. Then we move on. Otherwise, we will keep on sulking, ranting it over and over again, getting stuck on an annoyance for days and days. I don't like that. Better sulk once, good and hard, and then move on. What about worst advice then? Oh, a classic, this one. And even though it's so classic, it's kind of cliche, I've actually been told this to my face as actual advice. The cliche I'm talking about is, if you're unhappy here, you'll be unhappy anywhere. Or another variety of that. You can't run away from your problems. I feel like whoever says this and means it, they can't ever have moved very far away from home. Now, of course, I'm not encouraging running away from your problems. That's not what I mean. But I am very, very firmly disagreeing with the notion that a move to a new geography can't help you with your unhappiness or sense of self or your mental stagnation. In my own very personal experience, nothing frees up so much freshness, new perspectives, a sense of freedom and possibility, and not least pure energy as moving to a new city. You get to reinvent yourself. You're not held back by other people telling you who you are based on who you've been. You get to decide for yourself who and what you want to be. And it frees up something in us. I'm not saying moving to a new place will always make us happier. It can, of course, truly go the other way around too. But it's a powerful emotional experience that often leads to incredible self-awareness and new insights. And if someone is unhappy with where they're at, it seems counterproductive to discourage them from seeking, happiness elsewhere. It might work. It has for me and David numerous times. Another piece of bad advice that's connected to the previous one is advice that David and I got dozens of times from friends and strangers alike when we had decided that we wanted to move to London. All of a sudden, everyone was a London expert and almost no one had a single good thing to say about the place. Basically, the advice we were given again and again was, whatever you do, don't move to London. I've come to look at this rather strange and quite brutal reaction as nothing more than fear. It's that whole don't abandon ship fear. If one person jumps off the ship, it makes everyone else on the boat question if it's really so smart to stay aboard themselves. People in general don't like it when someone takes a big step in their lives because it makes everyone else question, where am I stepping to? Or am I stepping at all? So it's very destabilizing and uncomfortable for the group. Very human. But if we listen to that type of advice, we'll never have any kind of adventure or be able to build a life that we're, actually happy with. I think I've told you this story before, but it's a good one. A few summers ago, when David and I went to a wedding, we met a couple with 4 children. They were quite baffled that we didn't have any, and even more baffling that we didn't want to have any. The mother of these 4 children then told us, have one. You can at least have one. One is nothing. It's like a handbag. When we reiterated that actually no, we don't want to have a single one, it's not about how hard or easy it is to have one, it's that we wouldn't want to have one no matter how easy it was, because we simply do not want to have a child. This seemed to be quite a difficult concept for her to understand, although granted, she had already finished her 4th glass of champagne by then and, on an empty stomach as well. My point is, this woman was funny. I like her a lot. But a thing I always like to keep in mind, which being child-free has taught me, is that most people don't really reflect on the fact that just because they want something, it might not be the right for everyone else. So if we find something that makes us truly happy, like her children make her, most people tend to try and push that happiness on others, and it's easy to get influenced because such pure happiness is infectious and we want it. So again, striking when the iron is cold here, not confusing someone else's enthusiasm and exuberance with actual sound advice for us personally. Another one of my skepticisms, the belief our society has in not quitting. Never giving up, hanging in there, not being a quitter. A quitter as an insult even. In my opinion, often quitting is the best thing you can do. A career that makes you miserable, an education that turned out to be the wrong thing for you, and above all, relationships that don't make you happy. Too many of us have stayed too long in draining and unhealthy romantic relationships and friendships, and family relationships too for that matter, simply because we don't want to give up. I'm here to say, give up, be a quitter, throw in the towel. It's brave. It's often completely necessary, and you deserve to. You deserve to quit the things that make you miserable. I'm not saying to quit at the first sign of trouble, of course, but after you've tried and put in the effort without the situation improving, that's when I think you should quit. If you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't have your best interest at heart, who doesn't treat you warmly, and who isn't making you feel better about yourself, then, maybe it's time to exit. We need to value ourselves higher and surround ourselves with people who aren't perfect, but who make an effort and who are kind. Kindness goes a long way, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm sure some of you will disagree with this last one, but I strongly believe this. Knowing when to quit is as important as trying your hardest. But please join in, tell me the best and worst advice that you've been given. Those words of wisdom that just make something go click in your minds. I am so curious now to hear your thoughts. And do you agree or disagree with mine? See you in the comments, I'm sure. And thank you so much for watching today. I had a really nice time talking about this. It's a conversation starter for sure. Now, do you want to create a stunning website or launch your own blog? Squarespace has you covered with its latest innovations. First up, let's talk about the new design intelligence. Combining 20 years of design expertise with cutting-edge AI, this tool helps you unlock your creative potential, building a personalized, one-of-a-kind website that fits your needs. Squarespace also makes running an online store easier with Squarespace Payments. Onboarding is fast and you can start accepting payments in just a few minutes. Plus, it supports various popular payment options like Klarna, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and others, giving your customers payment flexibility. And for seamless social media integration, Squarespace allows you to connect your social media accounts in just a few clicks, whether you're embedding a feed or syncing your products directly to Facebook or Instagram. It's an effortless way to expand your reach and keep everything in sync. So what are you waiting for? Go get your free trial today at squarespace.com. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/jennymustard to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, wishing you a lovely week and see you very, very soon. Bye bye bye.